cancel this. I'm going to do 2 units because that will put me, that will just essentially net negative, put me into negative, into a -1 because it will cover one and put me into the other. Again, I'm doing this much more for fun than anything else, just because there's nothing else going on, and I wanted to explore a couple of different strategies. Like I said, the thing that's very cool about the swing, or this session structure, is that you can do a straddle. And what's really cool about this is that it's a candle close straddle, right? So this is where, to me, it's actually much better than a regular straddle. Just simply says, if you go through that price, then just enter. Well, how many times do you go through that price and then the price retreats? Like, for example, if we just had a straddle, you can see the price will just pop and pop back up, and people always get stopped out on a price-based straddle. But a candle close straddle at least has the benefit of staying at that price or through that price, which gives you confidence that there is continuity both through time and price, and that it may work. Right now, it's all just choppy, sloppy, wappy, stuff. We seem to be holding. It doesn't mean anything. Like we could easily just dump right now. It really feels like the market is actually a little bit more negative bias than there's positive bias. So I'm okay holding this short straddle to the downside. And so just to understand, the range that I'm using is the most recent low high, right? So reverse on this against the most recent low buy, right? So selling the low of the buy, buying the high of the sell as my structure. And the idea is that if they break those ranges, presumably we should have a little bit more continuity and directionality. We are definitely turning a little negative. We see that the moving averages are going, our MACD is turned negative on the momentum side, but not closing through yet. We're still, we're just literally just chomping around. I think like the lesson of the day today is when it's chop, the best thing is to just do nothing. But at least we can practice structures that are creative, with the tool. So I'm going to stay in this. Like I said, if this breaks, at least it's a legitimate candle break here. And actually, as I'm looking at this, I'm using this one because that was the original one. But now we have this break, so it effectively does send a negative signal already, right? You already sent a negative signal already. But since we were at the time of our setting the straddle, this candle didn't occur. We really couldn't have predict the future. So we have to use this reference point right now as our entry point. But if we just came into the market right now, this buy candle got reversed, and we would have been short effectively at 82. But now we'll have to wait and see if the 78s go, and take me out. We'll see. So we'll give this. Let's watch this for the next 30. Well, it looks like we broke down. Yeah. So we'll see. No, it's 76 is, yeah, they're kind of holding. We got 20 seconds here. We'll see if that really. So what happened is, oh, that just stopped me out. So the other one just stopped me out. Okay. So now I just got stopped out. I didn't get stopped out on a second trade entry. I just got stopped out on the move to the upside. So let's see if this trade. Yeah. Okay. So now we're in short. Now we see if this thing could just march right back back up to the 20s and 96s. It was just not surprising given the annoying price action that's going on. But let's keep this. We'll see how this plays out. As I said, today is a day best left untraded because of all the choppiness. But it really, for all this movement, it really does feel, mildly negative bias, right? And we sort of topped out, you know. I mean, you can literally you can read this chart any way you want. You can say, oh, we have support at higher highs, or we kind of topped out at lower lows here, and we're pushing down. The thing is, you really don't have any clear, clear indication of where we're going. But let's hold on and just see how the trade plays out. These are the markets that market makers love. They just love to, when they have no flow, what they do is they love to take the lows, take the highs, and just make you pay money both ways as you're chasing it. All right, so while this is kind of trying to resolve itself, sorry guys, just 1 second. I just got to do something. Okay. So if you're looking, by the way, at NAS, there's a more definitive negative bias than in the Dow, right? And the NAS is kind of starting to, make it a little clearer. So if we do get an up arrow in NAS, and then if we break that low, that up arrow, we're gonna have a decent setup on that structure. Oh! Did you see that? That was crazy. That was it. Boom. Okay. So great. So that resolved our way. Finally, wow. And as I was saying, negative. They finally faked it out. And as as annoying and painful as that was, you actually banked here by staying. The key thing is at least you stay true to the structure, right? 18, 19. Okay, looks like they're gonna hold out. I'm in no rush here. The lows here was 35s, right? So I'm gonna do a 35 sell. The idea here is if we close below 35s, and that does set up a structurally correct setup, or this was just the morning flush, and now they're going to try to ramp it all the way up. Now here's where we can get also creative on the ramp up, because the high over here is 64, right? And if they really want to ramp it, we can go to the other side here. We can go buy 64 and see if the 64s work to the upside. Okay. So now we'll play around with the NAS for a few minutes. So the NAS has a straddle to the upside at 64s, sell down to the downside at 35s, and we'll see if they can really. I'm dubious that they can do anything at this point, because I think whatever they run is going to be very questionable. But they are taking the 64s through on this candle. So let's see if this candle has to really hold that. That's the key thing. Does it have power to hold it through the upside? We got about 42 seconds. So I'm actually looking. We'll go over here. I'm just watching this because because this is another good demonstration here again of boom, nothing, right? Not, it's, if they're going to prove it, they're going to, okay, let them prove it on this candle. They have to, the buyers have to prove it. So far, they've been rejected a couple of times. So let's see if they can prove it on this candle. A little bit better price action. Let's see if they can run it higher. But no, still struggling through the highs here. "25 seconds left." That's a lot of time, actually. You'll be amazed at how quickly prices can change in 20 seconds. All right, they held it, and now we're going to run it. Now we're going to run it, and now we took, and now it worked. Boom, boom. Thank you very much. So populate this, and then just move this below, right? And now, if the price falls below here, I'm going to trigger myself into a sell straddle, which is actually fine. Let's just play around with that. We'll have a buy straddle and a sell straddle, and actually now, if this turns into a buy candle, I can do it underneath it as well. So this like really makes it so much easier to enter precise structural trades, and then just simply let the EA do its thing once it goes. Right. So right now, effectively, I have it underneath the lows of this. If it closes below through the lows of this, it's going to trigger. That's not really a setup for us, but it's just, it's easy to do it this way. This is a buy candle, which is actually probably going to, if this buy candle closes through the high of this one, it's going to trigger the long on this side. See, so we have the long, it's going to look like, going to trigger the long. We have like nine candle cycles left. So this is probably going to trigger a long. Yeah, it actually just triggered a long. Okay, so now I'm actually now in the NAS trade right now as we're speaking. Let's see how this plays out. So I'm long 16 with a 26 target. We'll give it a shot. I literally, I had like 4 or 5 20-point trades today that I just managed to just completely not see. This is starting to really come back. Boom. Okay, I'll close it out. But this one is real, so let's just see if this works. Again, not a setup that really is part of our structure, but I'm having fun. Let's see if this runs. It just it looks to me like they want to run the market higher. Let's see if they can run it a little bit more. And by the way, I can if I really want to get cute, as I said, watch me adjust my take profit a little bit lower if I wanted to. And this immediately reflected over here. So it started at 10. Now it's at 7, and we'll see if that works out. Let me see where everybody's at. So structurally, is it clear to everybody what I am doing? Where we're at. Okay, we have a couple of questions. I'm actually curious. I'm fooling around here for a second, guys. Just bear with me. I really haven't moved the. Screw it. All right. I was hoping I could trip. Well, we'll see. See if I can trip the target visually. Let's see if I get the move. Maybe not. No. All right, I'm gonna close. Come on, trip it. No. All right, screw it. I'm just going to close it. And this close button will automatically close me out out of the trade. So, you know, I took the close trade out. Now, by the way, so let's watch this because, well, I thought there was going to be if we get a sell candle, then we'd have a legitimate setup. And we would have the, you know, the ability to really, really trade this properly. So I'll let this play itself out. Is there a course video to give me a quick update primer on the strategy? How do you trade the indices in the U.S. with MT4? I don't. You don't trade indices in the U.S. with MT4. If you're a U.S. customer, you can only trade stock index futures. And this is a stock index futures account on MT5 with AMP futures. So if you're a U.S. customer, you can only trade stock index futures. So this is E-mini micro futures, which are great little tools for U.S. customers. It's only, like, for example, this is $2 a point, right, versus $20 a point. So, you know, 10 points is only $10, $20. Ooh, and then, you know, you see how that broke out. You know, I had a feeling that we were going to break it out anyways. As I said, I should hold all my positions today. It would all go to target. But for everybody else, since the majority of the people in the room are non-US, they trade indices through CFDs on MT4. Galvin is saying you can't change pending or close on candle on the fly. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Look at this move. Wow, look at that burst move. You have to close the trade to change them. No, you can't. I'll show you. I'll show you. Let's let a new candle open, and I'll show you how I can change this. Okay, because look at that burst. Wow, as usual, you know, my whole story today is I'm leaving money on the table, but that's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna go to buy candle. Oh, I can't. Now it's. Hang on a second. Hang on. This is just now we're blowing up. So let's see if I can, you know, buy. Okay, so you see how the buy over here, Jonathan, let's say I want to buy at 92. Boom. This is going to change to 92. That just changed to 90. It's outside. It's actually, you have to see it. See, now it's at 92. So I can totally change it on the fly. I can totally change it to, you know, I'll say I want to change it to 87, right? Boom. See, it went to 87. So I can totally change it on the fly. It's totally possible. I just want to cancel it out because I don't want to do it. Now, you want to do pendings with me? So let's do pendings. So I'm going to go into pending, and I want to do, I don't know, 11,330, right? I'm going to do limit buy, 11,330. So this is pending on a 330. Now, what if I want to change it to 11,360, like higher, right? Boom. See how it goes, how it moves up? Totally possible. So it's totally possible to change it on the fly. Everything is adjustable. Everything is adjustable post-trade. That's the beauty of this tool, is that it can adjust everything you want even after you've placed the order, post-order. So it's, you know, it's totally done. So we have a sell candle setting up, right, after a big burst higher. So this is interesting. So we can play this the sell candle here if it formulates. I haven't even looked. I'm sorry, I haven't even looked at the Dow. Oh, Dow has a whole bunch of buy candles. So let's play the buy candles here. I'm not a lover of the continuation candles, but this is a pretty good one. So the highs over here. So what is the close here? Is 700. So we're gonna do 27,702 on the close. So buy on the close. So it needs to basically be, this is, you know, it needs to close pretty much to the highs. Now the other thing, that the other rule where I kind of let myself cheat a little bit is I don't necessarily have to choose the high of the buy candle. I can choose the close of the buy candle. If this candle closes through the close, above the close of the buy candle, that's a strong enough signal. There's continuity in the trade that I want to take it. That I want it to be, you know, to be real. And in the same time, if it doesn't close, then you know you got no juice there for forward continuation. So that's the Dow. We'll give it. I'm going to let this thing complete for for about seconds. Let's see if it actually triggers. So it does trigger. So now we're in the trade. Let's let it play out. 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 How did it go? Okay. Let me see if I can take it over here. Nope. All right. Let's see if I can let it play out for a full move. It went to like 7 or 8, really super fast, but not quite to 10. Screw it. All right, I'm gonna take quick profit here because it's I was losing momentum. It's probably gonna go to full target, but I was actually curious to see where the NAS was doing. So you get the idea. You get the idea of like how easy it is to just collect the pippages. Even if you're impatient like me, you could still you put yourself basically into a winning position by making sure that the algo only puts you into a trade where there's a high probability of continuity. So this continued relatively high into the move. Let me just look at the, okay, damn it. That's what I was kind of pissed. So while we're focusing on the Dow, this was a trade. So this reversed the sell signal. We should have been long here. That would have been a nice pop right over here for a full move. But now, this is the other very important thing. Don't ever, ever, ever chase the trade if you miss the setup. There's literally 20 setups every single day, 20 to 30 trades every single day to take advantage of this thing. If you chase, you put yourself into a very, very disadvantageous position. You put yourself at too high a buy with too low a stop, and you could easily just unnecessarily take a wrong entry into the trade. This thing just blowing right straight through. It was a great signal to the upside. Never mind. Okay, I'm on a 1 minute chart. So this look how good this is. Even if I switch to the 1 minute chart, I can totally calibrate my numbers. I mean, I'm actually, if I'm trading NAS, really this should be the breaking point. Let me see if this actually works. I got 14 points. So I'll move this down. This is actually the correct point. This is the break at a low here. So if the NAS triggers a sell here, that actually would be a legitimate trade for us. Okay, so it's a legitimate trade for us to the downside. Given the fact that I'm trading CFDs with spread, let's see if we can just maybe tighten up the profit to about +7, maybe +8. Let that play out, and let's just see how that works out on the NAS side. NAS had this ridiculous spike. I actually was very fortunate on my futures. I was trading the breakout of this failure. So we had a sell signal to the downside, completely reversed over here. So I got long, and then there was just this massive vortex spike that just blew up way above the target. So I just managed to catch it nicely. But regardless, basically this is a classic boom, and now we're done. We're done. So that was 8 points right then and there. I really don't understand what the hell's going on with NAS at these ridiculous. Did something just hit? Something looks like just must have hit the wires. Let me just see. Oh, we're gonna trade the non-farm payrolls. Even if Kathy is not trading, I'll be trading the non-farm payrolls by myself. If you guys want to do that. Let me see what we got here. So DAX not so far not giving us anything because it had a big run up. The sell point is like only 20 points below, so we'll see. NAS not showing anything here. One of the big takeaways, you see me veering off course, and whenever I veer off course, I always pay the price. It's almost like really good for me to show you how when you veer off course, you're going to pay the price. The most important thing in this is to stop trying to, like, which is what I try to do sometimes. Hey, let's catch the tops, let's catch the bottoms on the chart. Those are actually far less valuable than catching the arrow signals. The arrow signals are points of weakness or strength within the buy-sell supply mechanism. And those is what you should be anchoring off of, not any kind of random position. Oh, like here's a 2 double top, and if you break that, that works. No, it doesn't really work nearly as well as breaking the arrow points, which is where a lot of the surprise between supply and demand is going to occur. So really use the arrows as your guide as much as possible. Whenever I stick to the arrows, I'm always making money. Whenever I veer away from the arrows, I'm always just screwing around and spending half a day making it all back. Like yesterday, I'll show you. This is a perfect example of me. So let's just look at while we're looking at all this stuff. Let's just look at my P&L yesterday, just how ridiculous it was. So I started out okay, and then I just started to just totally veer away from my original arrow structure. It was only when I get to even this, all of this was just nonsense. It was only when you start hitting, this is the first arrow, trade I start hitting, and then at least I stayed to the arrow structure, even though I'm not hitting all of them. And this is only when I stick to the arrow structure that I start to come back, and that's when I come back to the full P&L. It's just it's always amazing to me that when you go away from trading your plan, that's when you screw it up. Oh, NAS is really starting to come in. Looks like we're going to break the lows. Okay, we might have some activity here. Let's see if the DAX breaks. DAX breaks to the downside. I don't think we had any other setups, right? So DAX breaks to the downside. Oh, what do we have here? The Dow. Let's go look at the Dow. Let's watch the Dow. Okay. So this is the Dow. Why did the Dow break? Oh, because we're trading this break on the Dow, which is far, far away. But let's give that a shot. Let's see how that's trading out. That was a big, like a gap down move. I wonder what happened here. Okay, something hit and Dow hit too, right? What is that? Oh, the DAX. Where's my DAX? Okay, I'll hit the DAX over here. I can't even. Where did my DAX go? Okay, so I took both the DAX and the Dow on this one. This one will just let a legitimate sell signal. So let's just do this. So we're gonna go sell. Okay, sell. I'm gonna move this all the way down here. See how easy it is? I love the idea of like me not having to think about the number. I can just visually. It's what the whole idea of like creating as many visual tools as possible is exactly that value. So now we're just kind of hanging. It looks like everything is kind of turned significantly to the upside for the time being, just flattening out. So a big breakdown through this level would be highly negative, and it would be a great signal. The Dow is actually sending us a negative signal, but I'm already below it, so I'm just gonna have to pass up this trade. But this is actually interesting. So like this trade, we can watch this trade in real time and see. This is that's a pretty big nasty reversal on the Dow. Hang on just 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Yeah, so this is actually like a really big collapse on the Dow. Now here's the only caveat of caution here, and this is like if I'm trading this for my own account. Okay, so what is this? This comes in. It's not, what's the low here? Yeah, no, it's fine. I was going to say, you want to give yourself a lot more. Now, this would have totally worked for plus 10, right? Had this been set up properly, in other words, we had the thing configured, all set up, it would have totally worked for plus 10. And that's actually, so this is the annoying part of multiple chart trading. I'm just realizing this. There's a reason why I focus on one instrument, because you snooze, you lose. You literally have sometimes 60 seconds to set up your whole structure, right? So I was watching 60 seconds on this one. I totally missed this one. So, but this would have been another just a classic 10 points. I'm going to count it in my heart. I'm going to count it in my spirit, since since it was a legitimate trade, and it really would have worked had I not gotten distracted by my NASDAQ structures. So I think, okay, a couple of things I want to talk about as we come to the end of the week, in terms of just thinking about how do you trade this? How do you trade this on a day-to-day basis? What are your expectations? What should you be doing? So on and so forth. So first and foremost, absolutely, I think you trade one instrument, right? And obviously the Dow is really the best instrument for what we do. You see how hard it is. Like when I trade for my own account, I only trade NASDAQ. I literally don't even know what the S&P is doing or what the Dow is doing, because it requires such intensity of focus on the 1 minute chart, right? On the 1 minute chart, to do this. Damn it. And while we're talking, I just realized, look at this. Look at this. We totally missed, because we're trading. Look at this massive 15-minute setup failure. This would have been a great sell for us. The buy candle fails on a 15-minute chart would have come in here. That would have been a plus 30 for us. Okay, so be that as it may, the point being is, you see how dynamite the setup is. You see how dynamite it is in real life when you focus on one instrument and one structure. Now, having said this, though, the basic statistics is that you're going to probably get 2 legitimate trades, and the key word is legitimate trades an hour. So if you're focusing for 4 or 5 hours of just, I'm going to focus European Open, or I'm going to focus North American Open trading. You can't trade this for 12 hours. First of all, you're focused really, really dispersive. And secondly, you give back a lot what you do, because you're making dumbass mistakes. So it's much better to say, okay, I'm going to focus for 3 hours, 4 hours, try to take 4 or 5 quality trades. If you're having a great day, you should be able to hit all of them. If you're having a medium day, you should be able to hit so sorry, you get 4 or 5 hours would be about 10 trades. You should be able to hit 9 out of 10. That's a great day. A medium day is when you're going to hit about 7 out of 10. And occasionally, you just that's very rare. You'll only be able to hit 5 or 6 out of 10, and that's going to be a net losing day. But if you just stay to a 3 hour, 8 out of 10, 3 days a week structure, that's how you get to 100 points with no problem. Just no problem with 100 points a week on a consistent basis. Now you can modify this. You could go to 5-minute charts, you could go to 15-minute charts, and just simply do 1 a day or 2 a day versus 1 an hour. The thing is however you do it, the disadvantage of this setup is, what did this trigger? Oh, NAS triggered to the downside. We had a okay. Let's just take the final profit. I'm not even watching NAS, but I'll take the profit. Because this broke to the downside finally on the downside, so I wasn't even watching. But fine. What was I going to say? The thing about this is, if you're not watching the setup, if you're not watching it, set up in real time, even on a 15-minute chart, like you see, if half a 10-minute misgaze on the chart loses the opportunity. And then the dumbest thing in the world to do is to force the opportunity. So there's literally 25 opportunities a day. You're gonna definitely miss at least 15 or 20 of them. Don't force them. focus on the next 10 that are coming up, or on the 15-minute chart, focus on the next 1 or 2 that's coming up. Just let it go. It's the hardest thing is to just let it go.